This isn't a motivation podcast. This is where comfort dies and discipline lives. My name is Boada. Let's talk about the truth nobody wants to hear. We will be talking about how motivation dies where comfort lives. Essentially, I want you guys to know that when you are trying to get back to a place or trying to get to a place that is far away from where you're at right now, you need to know that pure action is the answer. What do I mean by that? Instead of just consuming, you take action every opportunity you get. You're efficient with your time. Most people will say they don't have the time to get in shape. If they were efficient with the way they ate and what they ate and how they worked out, they would have the time without having to change much. People are just afraid to start. That's why I'm really excited about this episode. Let's get into it. You ever notice how men don't even look in the mirror anymore? Not really. They glance, avoid, pretend. And when they do, it's the same line. I just need to get back in shape. I'll start again soon. It's ridiculous how many people say they'll start again soon. No, bro. You don't need another start. You need to stop disrespecting yourself. When people disrespect themselves, they don't realize that the more they do it, they get to a place when they're like, okay, I want to change now. It is going to be so much more fucking hard to change than it would have been if you just took small steps that day or immediately. You're not out of shape. You're out of self-respect. Because when you respect yourself, you move different. You eat different. You think different. You've convinced yourself that comfort equals peace, but it's slow death. Every time you skip the hard thing and say tomorrow, you chip away at the man you were meant to be. When you're out of self-respect, you can't even respect other people. And that in and of itself turns you into a bad person. Now, a lot of people say, well, Boada, how can me not respecting myself or me not going to the gym, me not eating right, cause me to not respect other people? Well, when you are out of self-respect, you have low self-esteem. When you have low self-esteem, you're not really acting right. You're depressed. All of this derives from self-respect. If you don't respect yourself, you can't respect anything. Let's cut the soft talk. You're not tired. You're undisciplined. Most people say they're tired and that they work so much. But if you took a camera and you followed them around to work, the only thing that they would be doing is walking around and scrolling like they would be at home. It's not that you don't have time. It's that you're undisciplined. You're not busy. You're distracted. You're not broken. You're comfortable. What do I mean by that? People will say, I can't help but watch TV. I can't help but hit some McDonald's. It's not that you can't help do this. It feels good to do these things. Just like it feels good for a coke addict to sniff another line of coke. Just like it feels good for a heroin addict to tie that band around his arm and shoot up a couple times. It's all about you. You have to be the person with discernment. Comfort is poison. It kills drive one excuse at a time. It teaches you to tolerate mediocrity. You can't call yourself disciplined if you fold every time it's inconvenient. Every decision you make is a vote for the man you want to be or the man you regret becoming. Most men stopped voting for themselves. They gave up quietly, stopped chasing challenge, started chasing comfort. You might say, oh, it's because they lost their energy, lost the way they used to feel. This is why I put a lot of importance on not letting your emotions control you. You want to feel the emotion and address the situation. Acting purely on emotion should be just for children because they have not learned that skill yet. You can't buy discipline. You build it through suffering, the kind that refines you, not destroys you. You want to know what self respect looks like? It's not loud, it's not a post. It's waking up early when nobody sees it, saying no when no one would blame you for saying yes. Another big problem that people fucking have is they can't help but say yes, even when they're not in a position to say yes. People need to realize that if you can't help yourself, you cannot help other people. Saying no, even when you could say yes, is also a form of self respect. Doing what you said you would do long after motivation dies. Most men wait to feel ready. You don't get ready, you get real. And it may be cliche to say, you don't get ready, you stay ready. That is 100% the truth. A lot of the times people ask me, what are you training for? Why are you running 10 miles every week? Why are you sprinting so hard? Why are you lifting so hard? Why did you do 3 2-a-days this week? What are you training for? I say nothing. I say, I don't know, but at least I'll be ready when I do. That's the whole way you want to live. Be ready so you don't have to get ready. The last thing you need is to be able to save your children and your ass is too fat or too weak, and then you just have to watch your children die. Children, mother, anybody of significance that matters to you. Real is 5 a.m. when you don't want to. Real is showing up when you'd rather sleep. Real is skipping comfort because you said you wanted results. Self-respect is built in the dark. Every quiet decision adds weight to your name. Break your word, lose that weight, and soon you don't believe yourself. That's why most men never change. They've lied to themselves too many times. When you lie to yourself, you realize that you can't even trust nobody. You realize, well, if I'm going to lie to myself, the one person that really does care about me, who else is going to lie to me? It messes with your perception and depth of the world. Having self-respect will make you a formidable force in all realms of human endeavor. If you can have self-respect, you can have anything you want. Self-respect plus effort equals the universe. Stop right now. Do one thing that proves you still respect yourself. Drop and give 20. Clean your kitchen. Go run a block. Delete the junk food. Something. Listening isn't growth. Execution is. If you can't act now, you don't want change. You want comfort. Comfort is the enemy of every man that could have been great. Keyword, could have been great. What is the cost of comfort? Comfort feels good till it costs you everything. Your edge, confidence, drive. You think skipping one workout doesn't matter? That's one more day teaching your brain quitting is okay. If you're going to teach your brain that quitting is okay, I'm not saying if you've done 6 or 7 workouts already this week, you've had a 80-hour work week this week to go balls to the wall overboard. No. What I'm saying though is if you have a plan, you need to stick to it. Because if your body and your mind know that you can stick to that, you can stick to anything that you can put down on paper and that you can plan out. That's how the mind works. You think eating trash tonight doesn't matter? That's one more day telling your body that you don't care. Every just once becomes a pattern. Every pattern becomes identity. You want confidence, earn it. Do what you said you'd do until you rebuild trust with yourself. That's the cure for low self-esteem. Not quotes, not affirmations. Reps, routine, repetition. Your body reflects your standards. Most people have not looked or stood in front of a mirror butt ass naked They can't even remember the last time they did that. I am convinced that more than 75% of people in the US, if they were to strip down naked, stand in front of a mirror, and smile, they will start crying. Because people are so out of touch with their standards. It's not even to have a bodybuilder type body. It's not to have a Albert Einstein mind. It's to be properly equipped in all rounds. Look in the mirror. That's not genetics. That's standards. You're built that way because you tolerated that version. Raise your standard, your body follows. Raise them, your habits follow. You want to fix your shape, fix your standards. You want to fix your life, fix your word. Something that I see that's wrong with a lot of people's standards, I could give this example. Most people settle for what they can get. Look at most couples when you walk the street. Why are they fighting? Why don't they respect each other? Why aren't they happy? Why don't they love each other? No, the real reason is that they believed in their mind, in their soul, and in their heart that they could do better than that person, but they did not want to be alone for the time being. Then they realized they couldn't do no better and decided to be with that person for life, which made them resent themselves and that person. Now think about how that would make you feel. Crazy how far a little bit of self-respect can get you. It's not about six packs. It's about being able to say, I don't fold. Muscles fade, looks fade, discipline stays. Being able to build unbreakable, bulletproof discipline is being able to have superpowers right here on this earth. Because it is a superpower. If 95% of people are undisciplined, and the only difference between success and those people is discipline, then it's not even hard. You know what you need to do to have the life, the body, the mind, and everything that you want. It's discipline and self-respect. The standard returns. We've made excuses fashionable as a society. You're not burnt out, you're underused. You're not overwhelmed, you're under-disciplined. You've got potential rotting under comfort and you keep calling it balance. Balance isn't soft, balance is control. So you going to work 9 hours a day, 10 hours a day, 11 hours a day, 12 hours a day, that's cool. Do you control how much you work? Coming home after 12 hours, not hitting the gym, not doing your goals, drinking a few beers and just going to bed, not even taking a shower? That's not balance. That is depression. What real balance looks like is doing everything you don't want to do while also doing everything that you need to do. Control starts with doing what you said you would do no matter how you feel. Discipline is not punishment, it's freedom. Every rep, every early morning, every clean meal builds credibility. When you trust yourself, you move with power. A man with self-respect doesn't need validation. He's calm because he's earned it. He's not competing, he's confirming. You can't call yourself a peaceful man if you're not capable of violence. If this hits you, don't just nod, act. Awareness without action is another form of comfort. You know what habits need to die. You know what needs to change. So change it. Not tomorrow, now. You don't need permission. You just need execution. The world rewards the ones who show up daily and demand more from themselves. Show up, be the standard, earn back your self-respect. One rep, one choice, one day at a time. You're not out of shape. You're out of self-respect. Get that back and everything else falls in line. If this spoke to you, don't just share it. Don't just like it. Live it. Build the proof. Stay sharp. Stay real. Stay disciplined.